As usual with this channel, started out talking specifically about my experience, ongoing experience, in terms of the Bluebell Hill relationship. And it's funny because, as fast as you're trying to communicate, what you feel is appropriate in the best way that you can, in terms of videos, I'd like to do some writing at some point in the future. It's like you're living it as fast as you're telling it, and one thing leads to another. And, within a few short weeks of making the first dialogue video with Samuel Connor and saying, initiation into Hermetics, Franz Bardon, incorporated some of that into personal practice, but it's not something that, I'll be, doing every day, all the time, in an extreme way. And that noise that a record makes when it's like, stop the record, like that scratching noise. It's like, if I could be bothered with all the technology, I'd just insert one of those in now. So just imagine that. That's, it reminds me of some of the exercises I've been doing in training the imagination, as I say that. How best to put this? All the videos I lay down here, I just chuck them down, because I haven't got time right now, because I am too busy living it. But I wanted to chuck something down. And like I say, as fast as recounting things, new things are happening all the time, and I'm glad that I've done this. And going back through some of the previous videos, I've had a few crazy moments, and what it does is it documents a very crucial stage of development, of passing from one state of mind to another. So what I'm not going to do, because there might be things that, I might have put things slightly differently now, even just a few days on, every few weeks, days, things move, things change. But obviously I was invited to join this Hermetic school, and I took a little bit of time to make sure, because I don't want to waste anyone else's time. I really wanted it, all right, but I needed to make sure that I was immovable, because I take it very, very seriously. So I spent a few weeks doing that, as I was doing the exercises on my own at home every day, going through all kinds of crap, kept things going. And I mean, it's not a new thing. It relates to the very core of my being, so very much a call of destiny, and at the same time, feet on the ground, don't be a prick. It's like I'm just keeping my fingers crossed, and having a little bit of faith, and staying positive. And I'm not making out like it's in the bag, but it's where I want to be. It's where I'm being pulled to, and I'm giving it my everything. Put it this way: if you feel immovable, it's one thing knowing it in yourself. It's another thing expressing that verbally, because it might come across as arrogant. So that's the quickest way of putting that. Yeah. But what I've found is as I'm moving through the various exercises in a even though it's only just begun, I'm feeling this lovely community that I've become a part of. The vibe is really, really nice. And I feel that if I carried on, you see, because my initial intention was, oh, I'm going through the initiation into Hermetics book on my own. So it was, what I was doing was valid. But since I was invited to, to join this school, which I did, things are going to happen a lot quicker. And obviously I'm following, I mean, nothing takes away from the extreme amount of personal work that you have to put in, but you're under someone else's guidance and wisdom. And I really, really, really appreciate and respect that opportunity. So even though it might not technically be wrong as such, and I haven't discussed it with anyone, I don't even know, I mean, I'm just chucking these videos down. I was doing this before, and I will carry on making videos. But in terms of the initiation into Hermetics experience, I feel it would be disrespectful to take my direct training and experience that I'm getting through this process and then just lay that down. It would be, I mean, I shouldn't even need to explain why that doesn't feel right. And there is a need for a certain amount of silence and dignity when you join a community. So what you've got in my video blogs is a process of someone not even realizing that that is just around the corner, been through a lot of stuff, going through a key point in life, feeling, the call of the, I'm not even going to put it in inverted commas, actually, I'm just going to say feeling the call of the HGA, because it's a very, very real experience. It might be labeled differently in different cultures under different traditions, but it's a very, very real, tangible experience. And this is where it's leading me. And it's not all about me. It's about doing the right thing, how I relate to other people. There's certain aspects of, the way that I operate. I just have to make decisions here and there. And I have to do what I think is appropriate. And there might be certain, modes of expression that are private to me in my private life that don't affect anyone else, but there might be others that need to change, and I'm going to have to make those decisions and see that through in my own way. But yeah, so I'm going to carry on making notes, commentaries here and there in a very general, specific way. But what I'm not going to do is I'm not going to disrespect the situation I'm in by just simply relaying what I'm going through directly. I'm going to keep it almost entirely private and secret in the way that is expressed in initiation into Hermetics anyway. And so I will, obviously still carry on, with certain things that I think are appropriate. And so yeah, what you've got laid out is, I think it's really beautiful that I've managed to capture that on film. What kind of led on to this, the before, the beginning stages. And it wasn't that long ago I sat there, saying, this is a very real and tangible thing, and you can make changes in your life and things, hang in there. I wanted to solidify, and that began to happen. And like I said, if you're feeling it, it's a different thing. It might be arrogant to express it directly in words. So I've arrived at a point of focus and confidence. So yeah, I'll leave the I'll drop the step-by-step process now, keep that largely private, and just carry on dropping videos on various bits and pieces here and there that I think is appropriate in the moment. And I'll tell you what, this might sound a little bit arrogant and conceited actually, but I believe I've captured a change in my consciousness through that process. And for anyone else who's thinking, fuck, is this shit real? Like, I'm having these weird thoughts and I'm interested in these strange books, and is this shit for real? Yes, it fucking well is. But it needs to be handled correctly, because it is potentially dangerous. We're talking of the very experience of consciousness in the world as it relates to physical being, and how to handle being human outside of a dogmatic religious framework, inside of I don't know, I mean, the occult is by its very nature, in terms of the embodiment of these virtues in Hermes Trismegistus, it's a very scientific thing. Yes, it's real, and if you're careful, if you're sensible, if you put the work in, and your intentions are ultimately pure, then things will happen for you. And yeah, so yeah, I think that needed to be said, and I'm saying that out of respect. Okay.